If you grew up in an Asian family like mine, then you know the drill, the nagging, the comparisons, the relentless push to be a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, or engineer. Bonus points if you can be all four in one, like Johnny Kim, who's a doctor, astronaut, former Navy SEAL, and now serving as a flight engineer. But creativity, no, that's not on the table. It's not even the same building. It's just the unspoken Asian blueprint. Be obedient, get the grades, don't talk back, don't take risks, don't disobey, and don't disappoint. You see, our parents, they didn't grow up with role models who earned a living through art, film, music, or photography. They came from survival, from war, from rebuilding. So they raised us to chase stability and not dreams. And I get it. They want the best for us. Well, what was the best at the time they grew up? But times are changing rapid. People are making bank through their passion, art, or silly videos uploaded to the internet. I'm here to support these people. I want kids growing up to disobey a little, to chase what makes them feel alive. Parents to support the arts like they support any stable career. I say this in quotes because you can get fired from any jobs anytime, really, these days. So, as Jim Carrey said, you can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. In high school, I remember a teacher told me I was not creative. Imagine hearing that when creativity was the only thing that made my soul light up. Back then, my creative outlet was drawing. I was doodling in every class, constantly drawing, so much so that I got told off so many times, and the teachers even threw out my sketches. But that's just how it is, right? Creativity is oppressed, whether we're in school, at home, or society. It's messy, it's unpredictable, it doesn't fit into their ideal world, and it's not rewarded with gold medals or stars. But I was never one to color in these lines. My name is Bak. I'm a photographer and videographer. And my journey, it didn't start with cameras or creativity, although there were clues. It was me in kindergarten. I moved to the UK 10 years ago for university to please my parents and fulfill the expectations of being the good, ideal Asian child. And just as many other Asian kids, I followed the script, stayed out of trouble, got into good university, Manchester University, graduated. By day, I studied business. By night, I studied light and composition. While other students went out drinking, I was out shooting. While they were sleeping, I was editing. I've basically fulfilled the expectations while adding my own passion into the mix. And this is the art of diligent disobedience, making sure to make the extra step to ensure that you enjoy what you do while fulfilling your duties as a good kid for your family. Fast forward to now, I traveled all over the world through my job, shot campaigns for global brands, captured some of the greatest artists in the world, like Post Malone is my favorite. But this talk, it's not about celebrities or big brands. It's about a road no one wanted me to take and what it cost and gave me. As I mentioned earlier, I missed out on some fun, but you know the saying, suffer now, enjoy later. That's what my friend told me at that time, and I just kept that in mind while grinding when everyone else was out drinking or sleeping. I felt like Batman living that double life, but yeah, instead of saving Gotham, here I was saving my own life from a 9-to-5 job or a job that I would have hated. And when I moved to the UK, that choice felt even heavier. Because here, the expectations were super clear for people like me. British, Chinese, and Indian students consistently top school performance charts. According to the UK Department for Studies, 80% of Chinese students get high grades GCSEs, far beyond the national average. Across the Atlantic, in the US, Asians make up about 7% of the population, but represents 21% of doctors and more than 50% of Silicon Valley's tech workforce. The Canadian story is similar. Asians are highly represented in the STEM fields, medicine, and academia. But where are the creatives, right? In the UK, Asians make up more than 6% of the population, but hold only 0.8% on-screen television roles. And this number drops only to 0.5% behind the camera. That's the definition of underrepresentation. But I want to mention a name, Rena Young, who stands out as a shining example. She's the only Asian woman in the prestigious British Society of Cinematographers since 1949. The only one. In a field dominated by men, overwhelmingly by white men, this fact says everything about her talent and the boundaries she had to break through. Her story isn't the norm, but as she said, being the only Asian, you gotta prove and work harder than anyone else. Because cultural stereotypes have long boxed us Asians into the role of model minorities, brilliant at math, great at tech, but not seen as artistic visionaries. And Rena, she obliterates all these expectations. And so should you. She's proof that talent has no cultural boundaries. But why is her story so important? Because representation matters. It shapes our identity, aspirations, and confidence. People react positively to diverse stories, but fewer diverse creators means fewer stories get told. You know, when you grow up never seeing someone looking like you on screen or behind cameras, leading creative projects, it internalizes a dangerous message that you don't belong here. But what if we stop waiting for permission and support? What if we treated creativity not as a rebellion, but a salvation to a more passion-fueled, happy life? That's what I did. When I showed my parents the fruits of my work, first, the Nikon Award I won, then the gifts I bought to the whole family, and the holidays I take them on. This is my mom and dad in Rome. That's when they realized this is an actual job. It's not a hobby. And as we call it in our language, chachoi, which means a game. And let me tell you, this success feels unreal. It's earned through passion, and it redefines what success means for our families and communities. So to those at the crossroads, you don't have to burn bridges, but you do have to build your own. You need courage, you need consistency, and yes, you need disobey. Disobey with intention, with care, with respect. And your success doesn't have to look like mine. Maybe you won't take photos. Maybe you'll write. Maybe you make music, teach, or build. The real art is choosing what's true for you and doing it with everything that you've got. So here's to the artists, the dreamers, the quiet rebels. Disobey with discipline, but honor your roots. Thank you.